Hey, what's up everyone? This is part 2 of me ranking every Skillet song worst to best. If you haven't seen the first part, check it out and you can see my thoughts on what I think are apparently the worst Skillet songs, and this will be kind of the middle section, not completely the best. So let's just jump into it and let's kick it off with number 92, and that's Terrify the Dark from Victorious. I really like this song. I think it has a good sound to it, and the lyrics are pretty nice. But I don't think it's quite as good as some of the other songs that they've done with this style higher on the list. Next is 91, Under My Skin from Collide. I think musically and like the songwriting of this is a really great song. I wish that it was a little less like dry and heavy, the production of it, but it's a good song. 90 is You Get Me High from Unleashed Beyond. I think this song is very similar to like Better Than Drugs, like this kind of analogy of the drugs thing. I don't think it's quite as good, and the chorus seems a little bit too kind of just like happy pop for me, but it's a catchy song. I like the riffs and stuff. 89 is Looking for Angels from Comatose. It's a very unique song for them. They don't have any other songs that have this kind of spoken word thing in the verses, and the chorus is pretty catchy. I just don't think it holds up as well as the rest of the songs from the album. 88 is, drumroll please, Feel Invincible from Unleashed. I know that this is a very successful song, but the style is not for me. I'm not a big fan of pop Skillet, as you probably have guessed by now, and this song is very kind of radio-y pop. It works pretty well live, but I'm not as much a fan as everyone else is. 87 is Rise Up from Victorious. I like the sound of this song. It's got a lot of good energy, and it's quite a bit of fun. I think it's a little bit repetitive in terms of lyrics, this idea of rise and rise up, stand up. It's a little bit overdone. 86 is Hey You, I Love Your Soul from Hey You, I Love Your Soul. And it's a good title track. I think the sound of it is very unique, and I like every time he pauses and says that title, Hey You, I Love Your Soul. It's kind of this fun little thing that's very unique for their stuff. 85 is One Real Thing from Alien Youth. Very kind of slow, kind of nice, ballady song, kind of mid-tempo rock. Lyrics are fun, and the bridge of this will actually come back in a later song. They just kind of insert the exact same bridge. It's kind of a little Easter egg. It's kind of fun. 84 is Legendary from Victorious. This is very much like Feel Invincible for me. I think it's a little bit like radio friendly, has the kind of same sound. The songs are very similar musically. I think it's a little bit better than Feel Invincible though. 83 is I Want to Live from Unleashed. I think this song would be higher if it hadn't already been kind of done before. It seems like kind of a rehash of Awake and Alive, Not Gonna Die, these kinds of songs about like I want to be alive. It's okay, it's just not quite as good as the older ones. 82 is Good to Be Alive from Rise. I think this is a very unique song. I like the pianos and the different feels, kind of like a feel-good, happy song. And it gets bonus points for having the end of the song as the intro to Not Gonna Die, which is awesome. 81 is Boundaries from Skillet. It's a very like grunge, heavy song. It shows off kind of their different dynamics that they can do. John Cooper has really nice vocals and lyrics on this track. Number 80 is Shout to the Lord from Ardent Worship. This is a popular worship song at the time, and I just really like their version of it. They do a good job. 79 is Cycle Down from Collide. I think this has one of the best riffs, if not the best, from the album. But as far as the rest of the song, it's a little bit forgettable compared to the rest of the album. 78 is Live Free or Let Me Die from the deluxe version of Comatose. This almost sounds like it belongs on Collide because it's very heavy and dry, but it's a pretty catchy track and I enjoy it. 77 is Energy from Collide, talking about Collide quite a bit. This song is very heavy and in your face. There's a lot of screaming and yelling. It's kind of a funny song. I used to like it a lot more when I was younger, but it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it for what it is. 76 is Invincible, the title track from Invincible. I think they do a really good job at kind of capturing this electronic sound. It gets the electronic right, the heavy right, and it's a lot of fun. 75 is Paint from Skillet. Very unique lyrics, kind of talking about paint and colors and using kind of this cool imagery. And I really like the music of it. It's got this fun little bass riff that goes throughout the song. 74 is Sometimes from Awake. The song is very heavy and kind of dark lyrically. The only thing that I would say about it is it sounds like Monster and Sad But True by Metallica just mixed together. It's kind of a rip-off of Sad But True if you listen to that song. But it's still a lot of fun to listen to. 73 is Back from the Dead from Unleashed. The song is pretty catchy. It's heavy enough, but it gets very repetitive once you listen to it 100 times. And but it's a good song, and I like how they do it live. It's a lot of fun with the crowd. 72 is Hard to Find from Rise. I think this song has moved up my list quite a bit lately, mainly because of the lyrics. They're really good, and they're very relatable to where our current culture is right now, and I just really like listening to it. 71 is Never Surrender from Awake. This is a really good, kind of one of those emotional power ballads. Got nice strings, strong vocals. Good song. 70 is Saturn from Skillet. It's one of those classic songs from the first album. I love the melodies and the key changes, and the lyrics are very interesting. They kind of pay off at the end when there's this big key change up to this different chorus, and they change the lyrics slightly. It's like a little journey. It's a lot of fun. 69 is Believe from Awake. This is like a kind of a love breakup song, and it's got some nice guitars, and his vocals are especially strong on this track. He sings really high and really strong. That's why I like this song. 68 is Scarecrow from Hey You I Love Your Soul. This is a very overlooked, obscure song. It's the last song on the record. Musically, it's very interesting. They change keys a lot, and it's got some nice melodies, and the lyrics are very interesting, very unique, kind of using this imagery of a scarecrow and kind of the moving parts as if you were a human. Very interesting. I like the song a lot. 67 is American Noise from Rise. This was their second single when it was released, and I think it does a good job of kind of getting this new sound for them. It's kind of slower, and it has the lyrics about, you have a voice, it's very interesting, and I like the message behind it. 66 is Eating Me Away from Alien Youth. This song is surprisingly heavy and dark for the album. The intro is very creepy. But the rest of the song pretty much just hits hard, and it's got a really good chorus. This is a lot of fun. 65 is Deeper from Hey You I Love Your Soul. The sounds that they get on the song, the electronics and the catchy chorus and bridge, they kind of layer on top of each other. It's just a lot of fun to listen to, especially with the outro with this guitar solo. 64 is Don't Wake Me from Awake. This is a great, one of those kind of love breakup songs, kind of like Believe, but I like this one just a little bit better. Kind of got this dreamy sense to it, and very kind of slow and melodic. It's a lot of good musical parts to it. 63 is Freak Show from Rise Deluxe, the last song on the record. Kind of like a different version of Alien Youth is how it seems to me. It's heavy. It's a lot of fun. It talks about Christians as if we're like the freaks of the world, but it's kind of in your face and heavier. A lot of fun. 62 is Anchor from Victorious. This is kind of like Stars or some of their other songs that sound like that. I'm glad it's on the record, and I hope it does well in the Christian radio kind of area. I can't think of the word, but you know what I'm saying. 61 is Undefeated from Unleashed. I think this song is very good for what it is, like a workout, sports, stadium kind of song. I like it more than the Feel Invincible kind of track. It's a little bit more heavy and in your face. 60 is The Older I Get from Comatose. This song I didn't like quite as much before, but when I realized what it was talking about, I like it a lot. It's about John Cooper and his father's relationship, and kind of they didn't have a great relationship, but they were really just waiting to reconcile and mend the relationship. So check that out. It's a good song from Comatose. 59 is My Beautiful Robe from Skillet. Another fun like grunge song from the first album. Very weird lyrics, very in your face, but it's very catchy and it's a lot of fun to listen to. 58 is Never Going Back from Victorious. I like how it's heavy and it sounds kind of like something off of Alien Youth or Collide in terms of sound, and I'm just glad to hear something like this on their new album. 57 is The Fire Breathes from Invincible. It's definitely one of the highlights from the album. I really like the chorus, and there's a fun thing it does at the end of the song. It goes down these steps right before the last chorus, and key changes lower, which is something that songs usually don't do, but it works really well. 56 is Reach from Victorious. I almost want to put this higher the more I listen to it. It's a lot of fun off the new album. I just think it has this nice energy, kind of this kick drum kind of feel, keeps going, it's a lot of fun, and I like the lyrics. 55 is What I Believe from Rise. I think this is kind of an overlooked song. It does sound like some of their others, like Rebirthing, Comatose, that kind of a feel, with the strings and the positive lyrics and all that. I think it does a really good job at what it is, and I don't think it's quite as strong as some of those classic tracks they always play live. 54 is Breaking Free from Unleashed Beyond. This is the one that's really heavy. It's got Lacey Sturm from Flyleaf. It's a lot of fun, and I'm glad they made this track. It's a little bit lower because I don't think it's actually that interesting musically. It's just kind of in your face and fun, but there's a lot of other better songs written. 53 is Will You Be There from Alien Youth. It's a great slow song, great kind of call out to God song. I love it for what it is. 52 is You're Powerful from Invincible. Classic song, a lot of fun, definitely one of the highlights from the album. It's real heavy, and I wish they would play this live. It seems like a lot of fun. 51 is Would It Matter from Awake. The deluxe one. This one is very sad and kind of depressing, but musically it's fantastic. So I wish it was a little bit more positive. It would probably be higher on my list if it was. 50 is Everything Goes Black. Kind of similar. I think it's a little bit better, a little bit more hopeful, and it's got two vocalists, kind of John and Jen, singing together. I think it's a little bit better of a song than Would It Matter. 49 is The Thirst Is Taking Over from Alien Youth. This is a very strong track. It starts off slow and then ends in this big crescendo, kind of this huge moment. A lot of emotion behind it. It's a good song. 48 is Forgiven from Awake. This is like a worship song on their most successful album. It's great. And I love that it uses the bridge from One Real Thing hidden in there as a little Easter egg. That's what I was talking about earlier. 47 is Angels Fall Down from Invincible, but I like the Ardent Worship version better. Great song. It starts off slow, ends big, kind of like they're taking over, but this is the classic song. 46 is Say Goodbye from Comatose, and I just love this song. Very classic ballad, kind of this breakup thing. And fittingly, that is the last song I will talk about on this part. So I will say goodbye, and I will see you in part 3. Thanks for listening.